A movie's success is often determined less by the script or the direction and more by the casting. Pick the wrong actor or actress to play a role and no matter how well written it is, it will inevitably fall apart. Oddly enough though, sometimes casting agents are only intent on putting the hottest actresses possible in their films, even when it's completely unsuitable. Well, I guess it's because as I prove every day that I am alive, sex does sell. With this in mind, I'm here with a list to inflame one half of you and make the other half reach for the tissues, as this is 10 actresses way too hot for the roles they played. Number 10. Charlize Theron, Snow White and the Huntsman. Charlize Theron was cast as Queen Ravenna, Snow White's evil stepmother in the surprisingly decent Snow White and the Huntsman, and to be fair, she's great. There is one problem though, as she's the queen, she's supposed to not be as attractive as Snow White, played here by Kristen Stewart. Yeah, you can see the problem here already there, don't you? This is by no means saying that Stewart is unattractive, but in casting someone so clearly more beautiful than her as the queen, the producers essentially cast themselves into a corner. Number 9. Rachel Lee Cook, She's All That. The quintessential ugly duckling movie of the late 90s, She's All That. An adaptation of the classic play Pygmalion, which revolves around Freddie Prinze Jr.'s quest to win a bet by transforming dorky, unpopular loner Lainey Boggs into a prom queen in just 6 weeks. The problem is that the director simply put Cook in bad clothes, glasses, and covered her in paint. I mean, having glasses and just being covered in paint doesn't make somebody less attractive. In fact, if that's all she's wearing, that'll make her more attractive. Number 8. Vanessa Hudgens' Journey to the Mysterious Island. Vanessa Hudgens is cast in the surprisingly amusing sequel Journey to the Mysterious Island as Kalini, a resident of the island of Palau who, along with her father, works as a tour guide for Americans who show up. And that's where we hit our problem, as her father is played by Louis freaking Guzman. And I'm not saying that Guzman is unattractive, it's just, are we really supposed to believe that Hudgens came from the loins of a guy like Guzman? I think not. Number 7. Denise Richards, The World Is Not Enough. It's a staple of every James Bond movie from now until eternity that they need to boast a gorgeous femme fatale or two at the side of the world-famous spy, hence the term Bond girl. But that doesn't mean that producers needed to resort to downright parody casting like this. Do nuclear physicists normally walk around in hot pants and tight shirts like Christmas Jones here? And yeah, I know, women can be smart and beautiful, just look at the real-life science lass Amy Maines for proof of this, but Richards was kind of tricked into this role. She was sold on her character being brainy, athletic, and having depth of character in contrast to Bond girls from previous decades, but all that seems to have boiled down to was a Lara Croft outfit and pouting. Number 6. Janine Garofalo, The Truth About Cats and Dogs. The Truth About Cats and Dogs has Garofalo playing Abby Barnes, a vet and host of a radio show, of which she makes a blind date with a caller named Brian. However, because she doesn't find herself to be very attractive, she sends her more attractive friend played by Uma Thurman in her place. And what follows can only be described as hijinks. The problem is that you're sat there thinking the entire time, since when is Uma Thurman hotter than Janine Garofalo? Here's a clue, she's absolutely not. Number 5. Jennifer Lopez, The Wedding Planner. Now, somebody's attractiveness is the least of this film's problem, but J-Lo simply just doesn't cut it as San Francisco wedding planner Mary Fior in this terrible romantic comedy. The joke here is that she's always the wedding planner, but never the bride, even going so far as to utter the phrase, "those who can't wed, plan." Oh, the comedy. It's just impossible to believe that somebody who looks like J-Lo wouldn't have a queue of guys begging to go on dates with her, especially given how many guys she would surely meet organising all of these weddings. It's just absurd. Number 4. Jennifer Connelly, Requiem for a Dream. While Requiem is one of cinema's most powerful and devastating depictions of drug addiction, Connelly still comes out of it pretty well. Whether sauntering around her apartment without underwear on or putting on heavy makeup to go meet her John, she still looks great, and not at all what we would picture when we think of a drug addict. While her final appearance in this movie is the notorious ass-to-ass scene, Connelly still looks attractive, even if she's soaked with sweat inside a room full of lecherous men throwing money at her. Either way, she wins the runner-up prize in this list of sexiest drug addict ever. Number 3. Christina Ricci, Monster. Monster won plaudits for turning Charlize Theron into Eileen Wuornos, the ugly, mentally disturbed, real-life serial killer, and winning her an Academy Award for Best Actress along the way. Christina Ricci, meanwhile, plays Selby Wall, her lesbian lover loosely based on Wuornos' real-life partner Tyria Moore. And when you see Ricci's portrayal juxtaposed with the real Moore, it becomes clear just how loose that depiction is. It's a good performance, but it's the kind of casting that you think Moore herself had chosen for a bit of casual self-improvement. Number 2. Abby Cornish, Candy. And here we have the winner for the award of sexiest drug addict of all time, Abby Cornish, playing the titular character in Candy. Though the film aims to depict the shaky relationship between two youngsters who are both addicted to heroin, both Heath Ledger and Cornish look far more healthy and attractive than they should as folks hooked on the notoriously addictive substance. Though the film doesn't hew away from the horrors of addiction, even as the pair spiral downwards towards oblivion, they look great doing it. Which is neither particularly realistic nor a very good message to be sending a younger audience member who might catch this film. And number 1, Keira Knightley, A Dangerous Method. A Dangerous Method was a disappointing movie in a lot of ways, namely that David Cronenberg somehow made a film about sex oddly boring. One of the strangest decisions was to cast Keira Knightley in a role she was clearly far too attractive for, as Carl Jung's famous psychoanalyst test subject, Sabina Spielrein. Taking a look at one of the few remaining pictures of Spielrein is evidence enough that Knightley A, looks nothing like her, and B, is far more attractive. While one could see the appeal from a producer's perspective, in that if a film's focal point involves a woman being spanked, then she might as well be hot. No matter how wildly the actress juts out her jaw, she does not resemble Jung's famed patient. And that's our list. I look forward to the SJW and Tumblrette saying their piece, and let me know if I've missed any smoking starlets off this list. If you want to come chat to me more about miscasting, like how I've been miscast for reading this list, then you can do so here. If you enjoyed this video, then like, share and subscribe for more. I've been a cis white male, and I'll see you soon.